New year, new me. I've decided to start making a series of videos today. I've set some goals for myself for this new year, 2022. I explained it in my last video that I'm going to do this sort of program of no days off. I'm usually a fit dude. I usually work out quite a bit. I run. I lift weights, but I have days off, and I tend to be really slack on my days off, and I don't do anything that really challenges me. So I was struggling finding, I was thinking of things to use to try and better myself and try and improve myself. So I picked something that's probably more easier for me to do in terms of I already train. I like training. I really enjoy it. So this no days off will definitely test my love of training. Um, I'll no doubtedly be sore. I'll be doing a lot of running, a lot of gym. I'll mix it up. I'll try and do different things as well, a bit of body weight exercise. But it's so these videos are just going to be videos of me working out, stretching, like I'm doing now. A little bit of foam rolling just to dig into the glutes and the hips. I don't really foam roll too much, but it's something I probably should do a little bit more. And yeah, I'm just hoping these videos sort of encourage me to keep this up and keep myself accountable. I don't really expect too many people to watch it. I'll let my family know and I'll let my friends know so that they can see it every day and they can keep me accountable. And it's a good way of making myself accountable. You know, if I don't upload a video, like you can just assume that I haven't trained and I haven't lived up to my New Year's resolutions, as if you will. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Um, I've woken up at 4 a.m. It's New Year's morning. I worked late last night. I had a shift. I got out of work at 9:30, and I was due back at work 7 o'clock that morning. So I decided, look, I'm going to wake up at 4:30. I'm gonna get after the new year. I'm going to go for a run. About 7k in total, maybe 7.1, 7.2, something like that. Not really focusing on time or anything like that. I think the challenge for me at this stage is just getting up at 4:30 a.m., which I sometimes try and do. Uh, so yeah, look, I filmed this. I filmed this one on an old iPod. Coincidentally, I found like an iPod 5 or something like that, which I had when I was a kid. Um, and I sort of found it. You know, when I found the other video that I posted before, it was just sort of in a box of junk on an old laptop and an old iPod. So I thought, hey, I'll take the old iPod out and I'll do like a running vlog, and I'll see how good I can do. But I tell you what, it's a challenge filming with these things. So I might get the GoPro out tomorrow for this one. But yeah, so woke up about 4:30. So I probably started running about 10 to 5. Did like to do about 10-15 minutes of stretching. I sort of sped through that section before. So yeah, and look, I think the retro iPod's a bit of a good take on it as well. I normally wear glasses, and I don't like to run in glasses. I don't like contacts. So when I'm running at night, especially, everything's blurry. You know, shadows become people or animals, and everything's sort of moving at night and a bit blurry for me. So I reckon this old iPod camera will give you a bit of perspective of what it's like for me when I'm running at night time or early in the morning, where it's dark and everything just looks blurry and you can't tell what's what. So I reckon that'd be cool for one video. So this goes along the line of probably my normal run. 5 to 7 k's is what I'll do normally, and then I'll usually try and push for maybe a 10k, 10 to 15k sometimes during the middle of a day is more of like a mental run to test myself. But this test is more about just getting up early and just getting after it before work and getting a workout. I usually have to work out before work because after work I'm just drained, man. So I usually can't do any cardio after work. So it was good. It was a warm morning. I think it was about 30 degrees when I woke up. So you'll probably see me sweating profusely later. But no, it was good. There's a lot of New Year's revelers out. Still waiting for the sunrise, and then they're going to go to bed. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. about 2Ks is where I start to get into the groove, and I sort of start thinking about what this program will mean for me for the year. You know, how am I going to feel? What sort of active recovery methods am I going to implement into my training? I think one thing I normally do about once a month, and it's good if you got the spare cash, because it makes me feel excellent. But I do cryotherapy once a month, which is like going in a chamber where they have really cold liquid nitrogen and carbon dioxide, and it sort of mists down on you in the chamber. It gets to something crazy like minus 50 degrees Celsius. And you hop in there for 3 minutes, and then you come out and you feel like a different person. You feel so refreshed. It's like the ultimate ice bath. I usually do that once a month, and then I was really big into sauna before I moved to where I'm living now. And luckily it's quite hot here, so I think those runs I do in the middle of the day probably has the same effect on me as a sauna. I still sweat it out a lot. I still definitely feel the heat stress on my body. But I might have to find myself, or maybe get myself a sauna, just for those extra recovery sessions that I know I won't be having those rest days on my days off. But yeah, look, it was a good run. It's nice and quiet at 4 o'clock in the morning. I think for me, if I'm not listening to music, I have time to sort of gather my thoughts in the morning. If I'm really, really struggling, I can, think of things I'm grateful for and sort of reflect on my position in life. Or if I've had a stressful shift at work, I can sort of debrief in my head about that. Or I can just listen to music and really jam it out and have fun with it. I think that's one of the key things with listening to music for me and running is I have a lot of fun with it. So yeah, look, I'll be sharing my thoughts like this when I run. I won't really be narrating the run too much, because I think you can see that everything's happening. Like 6Ks in now, I'm struggling pretty much. Like I look like I'm a grandpa crawling there. But yeah, it's a little bit hard to film. I'll get the GoPro and I'll try and do some better shots sometime in the next coming videos. But yeah, this for me is more about accountability and really taking ownership of these goals I've set. I don't want to be someone that starts something and finishes halfway. So throughout this year, I will be trying to complete the no training all day, no days off, for as long as I can. And that's it for me, guys. It's a run over. Cheers.
Good run, first run of the year. We started the train everyday philosophy now.